The value of time. Hook. Grabs attention instantly. Have you ever wished you could go back, just for one more moment? To say something you never said, to do something you never did, to live a day you took for granted. Most people think time is endless, until the day they realize it isn't. The beginning. The race of life. Ethan was always in a hurry. A 28-year-old software engineer, ambitious, talented, and respected, but always busy. He lived by the clock, yet never really looked at it. His days began with deadlines, ended with exhaustion, and somewhere in between, he forgot to live. His mother would often call. Greater than, Ethan, come home this weekend. It's been months. And he'd reply, I will, Mom, just a few more days. I've got work. But those few more days turned into months. And those months turned into years. The missed moments. Ethan's father had passed away when he was a teenager. His mother, now in her late 60s, lived alone in the small town where he grew up, surrounded by memories, waiting for her son's footsteps on the porch. One night, after another 14-hour shift, Ethan stared at his phone, his mother's call flashing again. He sighed and silenced it. I'll call her tomorrow, he whispered. But tomorrow came, and so did another project, another meeting, another excuse. Until one morning, his phone rang again, but it wasn't her. It was a neighbor. Her voice trembled. Greater than, Ethan, I'm so sorry. Your mother, she passed away last night in her sleep. The world stopped. Every ticking second felt like a knife. He drove for hours to get home, tears blurring his vision, every thought screaming, why didn't I just call her? The clock that never lies. When he reached his childhood home, it was quiet. The walls still smelled like her cooking. On the small wooden table by her bed sat an old pocket watch, the one his father had given him when he was 10. She'd kept it all these years. Inside, she had written in tiny letters. Greater than, time is life. Spend it where it matters. Ethan held the watch, and for the first time, he heard it tick, not as a sound, but as a reminder of everything he'd missed. He fell to his knees. The room spun. Memories flooded in. Her laughter, her gentle hands fixing his tie, her voice saying, I'm proud of you. But he never told her he was proud of her. And now he couldn't. The second chance. Days turned into weeks, but the guilt didn't fade. Ethan couldn't focus on work anymore. He took time off and went back to his hometown. There, he met Liam, a 10-year-old boy who lived next door. Liam reminded him of himself, curious, full of dreams, but with a father who was never home. One afternoon, Liam sat alone outside, looking sad. Ethan asked, What's wrong, buddy? Liam shrugged. Dad said he'll play with me, but he's always busy. Ethan's heart clenched. He saw his reflection in the boy's eyes, the same neglect, the same waiting. That night, Ethan made a decision. He quit his high-paying job in the city and started a small animation studio in his hometown, one that told stories about time, love, and second chances. He named it, The Value of Time. The message that changed lives. His first video was dedicated to his mother, a short animation about a boy who learns that time spent with loved ones is never wasted. It went viral. Millions of people around the world watched it, cried with it, and reflected on their own lives. One comment stood out. Greater than, this story made me call my mom. Thank you. Ethan smiled through tears. For the first time, he wasn't racing against the clock. He was living with it. Every tick of that pocket watch reminded him, time lost is never found, but time given is never wasted. Ending hook to emotion. Years later, Ethan sat on the porch of his home, gray hair, wrinkled hands, but peace in his eyes. Liam, now grown up, came to visit him. He hugged Ethan and said, Greater than, you taught me the most important lesson in life, not to waste time on what doesn't matter. Ethan smiled and handed him the pocket watch. Greater than, then keep this, he said softly. Make sure it reminds you that time isn't measured by hours, but by how deeply you live each one. The camera slowly zooms out, the sound of the ticking watch fades into the wind, and the screen fades to black with the words. Don't wait for time to teach you its value. Live it now.